ॐ श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः Sri Vidya. So let us chant from 35. Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Asamshayam Mahabaho
Ashamshayam Mahabaho
Mano Durnigraham Chalam
Mano Durnigraham Chalam
Abhyasena tu Kaunteya
Abhyasena tu Kaunteya
Vairagyena cha Grihyate
Vairagyena cha Grihyate
Asamyatatmana Yogaha
Asamyatatmana Yogaha
Dushprapa iti me matihi
Dushprapa iti me matihi
Vashyatmana tu yatata
Vashyatmana tu yatata
Shakyo vaptumupayataha
Sakhyo vaptumupayataha
Arjuna uvacha
Arjuna uvacha
Ayati shraddhayopetaha
Ayati shraddhayo petaha
Yogachalitamaanasaha
Yogachalitamanasah
Aprapya yoga samsiddhim
Aprapya yoga samsiddhim
Kam gatim Krishna gacchati
Kam gatim Krishna gacchati
Kachinno bhaya vibhrashtaha
Kachinno bhaya vibhrashtaha
Chinna bramiva nashyati
Chinna bramiva nashyati
Apratishto mahabaho
Apratishto mahabaho
Vimudho brahmanah pathi
Vimudho brahmanah pati
Etanme samshayam Krishna
Etanme samshayam Krishna
Chetumarhasya sheshataha
Chetumarhasya seshataha
Tvadanyas samshayasyasya
Tvadanyas samshayasyasya
Cheta na hyupapadyate
Cheta na hyupapadyate
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Parthanaiveha namutra
Parthana naiveha namutra
Vinashastasya vidyate
Vinashastas tasya vidyate
Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit
Nahi kalyana krit kaschit
Durgatim tata gacchati
Durgatim tata gacchati
Prapya punyakritam lokan
Prapya punyakritam lokan
Ushitva shashvati samaha
Ushitva shaswati samaha
Am I audible? Yeah. Ushitva shashvati samaha
Ushitva shaswati samaha
Shashvati samaha
Shaswati samaha
Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe
Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe
Yoga Bhrashto Bhijayate
Yoga Bhrashto Bijayate
Athava Yoginameva
Athava Yoginameva
Kule Bhavati Dhimatam
Kule Bhavati Dhimatam
Yetadhi Durlabhataram
Etadhi Durlabhataram
Loke Janma Yadi Trisham
Loke Janma Yadidrisham
Tatratam. Let's repeat this. Athava Yoginameva
Athava Yoginameva
Kule Bhavati Dhimatam
Kule Bhavati Dhimatam
Yetadhi Durlabhataram
Etadhi Durlabhataram
Loke Janma Yadi Drisham.
Loke Janma Yadidrisham.
Yeah. So we've been looking at this the dialogue between Arjuna and Sri Krishna, with Arjuna's statements starting from 33. where he initially talked about his mind being agitated and therefore his inability to completely comprehend Sri Krishna. Okay. And then Krishna just says a couple of things. He says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena. He first validates Arjuna's observation, and then he says, with practice and with mastery of one's own body, mind, and senses, one can master one's mind. That is the response he gave. Then Arjuna moves to another doubt he has. What happens to the person who is making a lot of effort, who has given up everything for the sake of this Brahma Vidya, and then still towards the end of that person's life, the person did not, at least he thought he did not accomplish what is to be accomplished. Then what happens to that person? Okay. So to that, Bhagavan Sri Krishna was answering that in this particular journey, no effort is wasted. Okay, that is the theme of the next 2-3 verses. And we saw that in 40, we saw that nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gachit. No, that person cannot have a bad life afterwards, like that he says. And he clarifies that in 41. He says, Prapya punya kritam lokan, and then Shuchinam Srimatam Ge. Finally, he will end up with Shuchinam Srimatam Ge, end up in a house, in a home, where the people have a value for the culture, are very alive to the Vedic lifestyle, and Srimatam also. They are well off also. They don't have to struggle for food on a daily basis. Not that kind of family. Like that he says. Okay. And in 42, which is what we're going to study now, he begins with saying Athava, alternatively, or that kind of family, or another kind of environment. And what is that? Is what he's going to say now. Okay. And so he's going to talk about Yoginam Kule Bhavati Dhimata. He's going to be born in a family of yogis, like that he says. Yeah, Bhagya.
Jaykumarji, we didn't translate 41.
Oh, we did not translate 41. Okay. So let me finish this and then we'll do 41 and 42. Okay. So see, the Kathopanishad says something. Okay. Very interesting. So, iheched ashakat bodhum prak sharirasya visrasaha. Okay, 2.3.4 for those of you who are looking into this. He says, if you pursue this in this life, then that's good. Otherwise, then other bodies one gains, and then we don't know what kind of bodies we get, etc. Like that he says. And then next mantra to that, the Upanishad says, it says, just in case we say, oh no, I'll gain a lot of punya and I'll go to this loka or that loka. Okay. And he says, Kathopanishad Yama says, Yatha Adarshe, Manushya Loke. Manushya Loka, in this life, studying this Brahma Vidya is like you looking at yourself in the mirror. It's as clear as that. You don't find the mirror is your best reflection. You know, you decide what to do based on how you look in the mirror, and the mirror has nothing to hide, so it shows everything. And then he says, then Pitruloke, what about other worlds? I'll end up in other worlds also. You know, Pitruloke yatha swapne. Pitruloka also you can study, and then it's a yatha swapne. It will be like how you see a dream. Like how you see a dream. Because we might say postpone karenge, arey, retirement ke baad dekhenge, and then like that we keep on postponing things, And thanks to the wonderful culture we have, they don't allow us to study also. And one person tells me, I think I told you this, he is very good in Sanskrit, and the family hates him for studying Sanskrit. So that, when we end up, this is our karma, what to do. I tell them, don't worry, just keep everybody in good humor and then keep studying whatever you want to do. And so that also is there. So sometimes we also keep postponing and say, Arey, I've gained a lot of punya. I'm a very charitable person. I've given a lot of donations and this and that. I've constructed temples and all that. Good, good. What about Brahma Vidya? Brahma Vidya will come. Bhagavan Sri Krishna will take care of me next life. So here, next life, this whole topic is next life only. so look at this. Pitruloke yatha swapne. Okay, it'll be like in dream. So in dream, what happens? It's all, suppose you wake up and then we ask you, well, what was your dream all about? The amazing thing is you can't recollect at all the dream. Little fuzzy it is, and after give a little bit more time, the dream is forgotten and details are forgotten. So fuzzy, so very fuzzy it will be. So that knowledge that you gain in Pitraloka will be fuzzy. And then Gandharva Loka. Okay, Yama is going on and on. Gandharva Loka yatha apsu. Just like you see the reflection on water, on a pool of water, or on a pond of water, on a pond, okay, and it can shake away anytime. Wind can shake the reflection, and the reflection is gone. Okay, that is how that knowledge will be. And then Brahmaloka. Hey, I've done so much. I'm not going anywhere here. I'm going to go straight to Brahmaloka. And so there he says, Chaya Taporiva. Chaya Tapor. It's like like shadows. Okay, like a shadow. How a shadow will be in the daylight sun, and that also is moving, and it's also, you think it's real, but it's really not real. That kind of knowledge. Knowledge will not be firm in all these places. And Manushya Loke Eva Yatha Adarshe, like in a mirror, you get to see what you exactly are. Like that, Katha Upanishad says. Okay. So, so this Manushya Janma, he says, Krishna says, in the next Janma, Yoginam Eva Kule Bhavati. And Manushya Janma, he doesn't talk about other Janmas, Sri Krishna. He talks straight about Manushya Janma. And previously he said, after spending a lot of time in Shashwati Samaha, Ushitva, in good worlds, then he'll come back and be born in a family that has a lot of culture and wealth. Okay, but here he says, Athava Yogina, he uses the word yogi here. Here, not just culture, the persons he's born to a family of a Mumukshu, family of Vedantis, family of Sannyasis. Sannyasi means what? Grihastha Sannyasi, like Janaka, etc. So, person who is a Jnani. But Grihastha, because it has to be a Grihastha, because Sannyasi cannot have children. Therefore, it has to be a Grihastha Jnani. Correct? And born in that kind of a family, Yoginam Kule. Okay. And so these people, and so Swami Paramartha, by the way, that Brahmaloka, Swami Paramarthanandaji adds, he says, suppose you postpone and you say, I will go to Brahmaloka, next Loka will be a better life I'll have. At that time, I'll devote all my life to this Vedanta. Okay. Now I have many important things to do. Okay. Then Swamiji says, Brahmaloka you can go, but the visa is very difficult to get. First of all, it seems visa is very difficult to get. And then visa to Manushya Loka is also very difficult to get. But then you're already here. So therefore, you make use of it. So like that, he says that there. So therefore, so that person, here this yogi, karma yogi, and mumukshu, and the person who is committed to a family that is committed to Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya. Because remember, Atma Vidya is different from every other Vidya. And uh, and so here the direction is changing. Direction is changing. All along pursuit, dharma, artha, and kama, dharma, artha, and kama, dharma, artha, and kama. Here it is the opposite of that. Moksha is not artha, is not kama, is not even dharma. Okay, so that kind of lifestyle, the family that already child is already born to parents with that kind of an attitude, that kind of upbringing. So therefore, and not only that, so yoginam and then dhimatam, dhimatam. So these yogis are dhimat, buddhimatam, people who are knowledgeable, parents who are knowledgeable. They've already studied the Shastra. They are not ignorant about these things. They don't take anything for granted. Okay, that kind of people these are. So yoginam, dhimatam, kule. Kule means in the family of such people. And then if we turn into the pages of this Bhagavan Bhashikara, Shankaracharya adds an adjective to this. He says, Daridranam yoginam dhimatam, he says. Daridranam. Daridra means people who are not wealthy, poor people. Shankara says, he adds that. Which means what? Shankara is thinking is that wealth is always distracting. That is Shankara's perspective. And wealth is good, nothing wrong with wealth. But he finds that people with wealth are all distracted. They are not really following the Shastra. So he's saying, he doesn't say wealth is a problem. I make wealth a problem. That's all. I get carried away by wealth. If somebody gives Shankara all this wealth, he will say, okay, come on, let's feed all the poor. That's what he will say. He doesn't need it. But wealth seems to distract people. Therefore, is a one distraction not needed. If a family is a yogi, that family need not have any wealth. They will feel blessed for their births, and they will feel that we are happy. We cut 3 meals a day. We are getting somehow. They're happy. That is the implication here. And so it looks like Shankara is praising that poverty. Poverty plus yogitvam. Okay, poverty without yogitvam is not good at all. It is not good. The person will curse his life all along. Okay, and so therefore that daridratvam, that poverty will remove the person's papa karma. Papa karma exhaustion is needed, right? We have to exhaust papa karma. So papa karma gets exhausted by that poverty, and then all the punya is available for pursuing this Brahma Vidya. That is how it is, pursuing this yoga. And so therefore, here he says, therefore he says, this life is better, and therefore he's going to say in the second line, durlabhataram. Okay, durlabhataram. Durlabha means difficult. Labha, gain. Durlabha, dukkhena labhate iti durlabham. And so difficult to gain. Okay, and what is difficult to gain? The previous example he gave, the previous family, Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe is Durlabham. This is Durlabha Taram. Taram. In Sanskrit, Tarap Pratyaya is suffix. When you see a Tara, that means comparative. Comparative. Okay. Durlabha Taram. More difficult. Difficult. More difficult. Most difficult. Durlabha Tamam. So taram and tarap pratyaya and tamap pratyaya, 2 suffixes are there, which is like our, er and est, those suffixes. Okay. So cool, cooler, coolest, hot, hotter, hottest, like that. Here, more difficult, most difficult, more difficult, most difficult. Okay. So durlabha taram is said here. And So, this person, it's easy because the family is poor. Sannyasa means giving up. Something has to be given up. The tendency to give up must be there. Tendency to let go must be there. Only then this knowledge will stick. It's amazing. Very uncanny it is. And we've studied so much, and we keep on studying. But nowhere they say, you must be compassionate. You must have mastery over yourself, your mind and sense organs. Only then you can learn this programming language. What? Java? So, no such prerequisite is there. Nowhere. And here, once we come to this Brahma Vidya, this beautiful thing comes, and one has to be one's own, in control of oneself, so to speak. And so sannyasa requires giving up. And here, poor family, not wealthy, daridra, and so nothing to give up. So nothing to give up, already given up. So therefore, already born sannyasi like. And so that is the kind of family. And on top of that, parents are clear about this knowledge, this vidya, shastram. What is the purpose? Vedas is karma kanda, jnana kanda. Everything is clear. Karma kanda is clear. What is the role of karma kanda is clear. And what is the culmination of all of that? It's got to be jnana kanda, knowledge of the self. So I've become mature, and I've become whatever I have to get, I got it either in this janma or the previous janma. Now I recognized that moksha is not apraptasya praptihi, moksha is praptasya praptihi. Therefore now the son and father can now argue not about, who are you going to, who did you put in the will, and how are we going to invest, and how is this, that, real estate and all that. Argue. Those kinds of arguments will not be there. What kind of argument will be there? Like in Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhriguvalli. It starts like this. Bhrigurvaiva runihi varunam pitaram upasasara. Bhrigu Maharshi. We don't know which Bhrigu, but his name is Bhrigu. Bhrigu, indeed the son of Varuna. Bhrigurvaiva runihi varunam pitaram. Father. He approached Varuna, the father, and said, Adhi. And what did he say? He didn't say, show me the will. He said, Adhi bhagavo brahmeti. Hey Bhagavan, Adhi, teach me. I heard about Brahma. Teach me what this is. That was his question. First of all, to ask a question like this is very rare. And second of all, the father knowing this is even rarer. And then father, here the two rare combinations are brought together, and father teaches the son. And very beautiful cavalli of that Upanishads. And so two families are talked about. So in shloka number, so this is 42, 41 and 42. Two different families are talked about. And idea is this. We need not take this kind of thing very literally, because idea is this: the person has made an effort, and Arjuna's question is, what happens to all this? And like the cloud just disappears, like that, will this person be gone? And Krishna says, no, this is the only pursuit where effort cannot be wasted. Wherever karma is involved, effort can be wasted. Effort can be lost. Okay, one flash flood is enough. All the things you have done is gone. Houses can be washed away. Okay, agricultural output washed away, losses, heavy losses, etc. So, but here that's not possible. And so that punya that he or she is going to carry has to go completely without any loss. It's going to go to the next janma. Okay, and then next janma is there. Still there is a potential for loss. How? And distractions are always there. Great punya, distraction is always there. And so some right circumstances are needed, so that the person can, pick up that momentum pick up the thread. Okay, therefore some right circumstances needed, and so that is the purpose of these two shlokas, to provide, to say these families means the person will pick up the thread, and person should still be alert, cannot be still has indriyasya indriyasyarthe ragadvesho vyavastito applies to that person also. And so that thing, Krishna is giving some assurance. Yeah, the person will pick up the thread. And so it doesn't really matter which family the person is born, but like the person born in these two families, that person will pick up the thread. That's the idea. And so if you look at the shloka, there is no subject. Okay, who is not mentioned. Yoginam kule bhavati dhimatam, etc. And it's difficult, he says. And so that person, what person is being talked about here? Yoga brashtaha. You can put within brackets yoga brashtaha. Yeah, yoga brashtaha, because that is the word Arjuna used. Okay, and so person has that advantage, and when the person felt that he or she did not complete the journey here, and the person has the advantage, not like the tennis advantage. Tennis, if people are watching tennis those days, I don't watch much these days. I look at these players, I can't even pronounce the names of the players today. Those days, John McEnroe and all, Jimmy Connors and some other people were there. I used to watch on and off. But these days, all this Novak, Djokovic or something like that. So for Serbia, he's a Serbian guy. I think he's number one these days. And like that, you have Nadal, Rafael Nadal, and all that stuff. So anyway, so you see the first tennis these days. There's nobody in America in the top 20, I think, or top 10 at least. Okay, and I was so surprised when I saw that. Because the Americans used to be in the top in this game. Anyway, tennis. So tennis, you play and you work hard. You start with love, but you fight like hell. All that happens in tennis. Love all, right? But there's no love lost here, and it goes on and on. And finally, 3-setter, 5-setter, then just neck to neck going on. Advantage. It's an advantage. Is it really an advantage? Well, for the moment, it's an advantage, but the advantage can be lost. But here, no, the advantage is there and it is not going to be lost. That's what Krishna is saying. So these slokas are important for us. And and so he says here, in addition, Yad idrisham janma. What does he say? In the second line, Etadhi durlabhadaram loke. Okay, in this world, this etad, this kind of a birth, what kind of birth? Yoginam, Dhimatam, Kule, etc. That kind of a birth in the family of karma yogis and jnana yogis is durlabhataram, very difficult, more difficult than the previous example I gave you. And janma, that kind of birth is difficult. Yad idrisham. That's what he says. Okay, so we saw that. And see, to be born in a Jnani's family is rare. See, Jnani itself is rare. Okay, later on he's going to say, the 7th chapter, we're going to read 7.3. Okay, 3rd chapter. He's going to say, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Okay, in a few weeks we'll see that. And among thousands of people, kaschit, one person, siddhaye yatati, studies this shastra. Okay, and then yatatanmapi siddhanam kaschit mam veti tattvataha. Among the people who seek me, and then only a few know me in reality. That is what he says. Why? How is that? Oh, that's because Majority of the people who seek Ishvara are in the apraptasya prapti category. And I want to go where Bhagavan is. Bhagavan has created me and left me like an orphan in this world. And now my job is to go find him. And then I want to go meet him, right? That's the idea. So people are getting lost in that. Therefore, even among those people who are very devoted, very religious, still, kaschit yatati, kaschit mam veti tattvataha is going to say that. And so to be a jnani itself is a rare thing. Okay. On top of that, the person is born in a jnani's family means that person is a grihastha jnani. Is further rare. Swami Paramathananda ji says, even rarer. And so, therefore, durlabhataram, I think we can appreciate. And so, that's the purport of this shloka. So, let's translate 41 and 42. Okay, 41. Okay. Prapya punya kritam lokan ushitva shashvati samaha shuchinam shrimatam gehe yoga prashto vijayate. Okay, so there the verb is abhijayate, and then verb ushitva in the first line. Okay, the noun is yoga prashtaha. In the second line, there is yoga prashta. That's the noun, that's the subject rather. So let's see here. Having gained the worlds, the lokas, in other words, having gained the lokas, belonging to those who do good actions, belonging to those who do good actions, and having lived there for countless years, comma, the one who did not succeed in yoga, is born in the home of the wealthy and cultured people. The wealthy and cultured people who are committed to dharma. Born in the home of the wealthy and cultured people who are committed to dharma. So Shuchinam, committed to dharma. Shrimatam, wealthy and cultured people. Everybody got that? Yeah. Okay. So let's translate 42. Or, comma, he is indeed born into the family of wise yogis. Or she is indeed born into the family of wise yogis. Full stop. A birth such as this is indeed very difficult. A birth such as this is indeed very difficult to gain in this world. Difficult to gain in this world. or he is indeed born into the family of wise yogis, full stop. A birth such as this is indeed very difficult to gain in this world. Yeah, Himalata. Yeah, there it is. Tatra tam buddhi samyogam.
Tatra tam buddhi samyogam.
Labhate paurvadehikam.
Labhate paurvadehikam.
Yatate chatato bhuyaha.
Yatate chatato bhuyaha.
Samsiddhau kuru nandana.
Samsiddhau kuru nandana.
Tatra tam buddhi samyogam.
Tatra tam buddhi samyogam.
Labhate paurvadehikam.
Labhate paurvadehikam.
Yatate chatato bhuyaha.
Yatate chatato bhuyaha.
Samsiddhau kuru nandana.
Samsiddhau kuru nandana.
So continuing that same line of thought, he's going to say, he's saying that having born in these homes, he picks up the thread. That's the idea here. Okay. How he picks up the thread, he is just elaborating. Okay. So tatra. Tatra means there. 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 There means where? There means once the person is born in this manner, into such families, then what will happen? Okay, that is being described here. So whether they are born as in a dharmika family of dharmis or family of yogis, okay, family where dharma is there, and but there may not be all this vidvat sadas. There may not be the attitude of Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi fully blown, may not be there. But that boy or girl who is born in that family can pick up on their own. Okay. Because remember, in a family, they say children are like 5 fingers, So no finger is like the other finger, like that they say. And so no guarantee. The two siblings can be very, very different interests and different ideas and different things, outlook, etc. So this person is born, but environment is there. So now it's left to that person to pick up the thread. And so now here, all the things we talked about, adhikaritva, vivekam, vairagyam, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, Mumukshutvam, all that is brought forward, carried forward. So that Vivekam and Vairagya. We see it in children. So often we see it. Somebody told me the other day that this child is just watching things and is not as playful as other children. Okay, and very calm, very composed, doesn't cry much at all, and doesn't even ask for food when hungry. And when the asking also, the child can throw a tantrum, or the child can say, I'm hungry. 2 ways of doing the same thing. And this child is so unique, hardly 2 years old. This man told me that. And I reassured him. I said, this is a very good sign. There may be a day when all of us will do namaskar to this child. Okay, the day may come. So let's pray. You are really blessed. Your family is blessed. Like that, I told him. And so why? Because all this is being carried forward. And then, so in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also, there is a vakyam. Says tam vidya karmani samanvarabhete purva prajnacha tam vidya karmani samanvarabhete. So that the karma comes forward, no doubt. We know that very well. And then past karma, and then any effort in terms of upasana, any disciplines that you have followed, all that, all the benefits of that come forward. And then purva prajna cha. Prajna means my meda shakti, my grasping of the shastram, whatever I had, that also comes forward. That is why we talk about all these child prodigies and so forth. Okay, so Swami, this Paramathanandaji says, hey Arjuna, whom you called as a spiritual failure in the previous janma becomes a spiritual genius in this janma. So who is to say who is a failure and who is successful? And so you're worried about this person. I'm saying this person is going to have a great head start. Okay, very amazing it is. And in Tamil also we have a saying, Sambal Puta Kanal, I think they say, right? So, which means this coal is burning. It's burning. And then all the job is over. And then cooking is done. Those days they used to use coal and things and wood. Cooking is over. And it's all ashes, white ashes. But guess what? Underneath the white ashes, the hot coal is still there, ready to burn. You do a little like this, and then suddenly fire starts coming. So like that, the person is going to take everything forward. And so tatra, and they say, you know what they say? Mother gives birth only to the body, not to the mind. Means not to that karma. Karma doesn't belong to the mother. But the mother does not create karma. The body is brought because that karma has to manifest in a body. That body, mother and father give birth to the body. Amazing it is, right? And the rest belongs to the person now. The person has to use the body properly and can't blame on father and mother all the time. Correct? And so here also, same thing. Body is given and right environment is given, and now pick up the thread. And so tam paurva dehikam buddhi of the previous janma. So all that viveka, vairagya, everything comes forward. Am I audible? Yeah.
In between there was a slight freeze. No, it's
okay. It's good, this Zoom tells you your internet is unstable and all that, which is good. I'm glad it doesn't say you are unstable. So, that will be a different problem. You are unstable. So buddhi samyogam labate. That person gains this connection with the past that vidya, karma, and purva prajna. Correct? That samyogam labate from the paurva dehikam. Paurva dehikam means what? Purva deha. That which belonged to the previous body, previous life. Okay, that buddhi that was there, the connection to that buddhi is made and connection is gained. So that head start is there. That's what he's saying here. Okay, and then look at this. Samsiddhau yatate cha tataha bhuyaha samsiddhau. Okay, tataha yatate cha tataha. From that point, having given all these things, this head start, then what does a person do? Yatate. Person makes an effort. It is not just because the bonus is there, doesn't mean bonus also will get exhausted very quickly. So person has to make an effort. So yatate, person makes effort. And the person makes effort from that point, from that birth. Again, bhuyaha. Okay. And then samsiddhau. Okay. For the purpose of gaining that yoga, gaining that jnana yoga. Karma yoga should gain fulfillment in jnana yoga, and jnana yoga should gain fulfillment in moksha. So that is called samsiddhau. And guess what? The word samsiddha was a word that Arjuna introduced. right? Where did he say? Samsiddhim. Kam gatim Krishna gacchati. Yeah, 37. Look at 37. Second line. Aprapya yoga samsiddhim. Kam gatim Krishna gacchati. So that person, in this life, the person, what is the fate of that person? And samsiddhim aprapya, he says there, right? Without gaining the benefits of that yoga. Okay, that same samsiddhi word is used here by Krishna. And samsiddha, in that life, the person makes effort and gains moksha. That is the idea here. And so the key here is that there is continuity from one life to another, especially in this pursuit. It is like a relay race, like a relay, not a race per se. We are not racing against anybody here, but like a relay, I should say. And so the person, one person, gives the baton. That baton, it's a cylindrical wooden, these days maybe other materials may be there, advanced materials, etc. But hollow cylindrical rod stick is passed on to the next person, and then the next person, and 4 into 100, 4 people. And so that baton, they have to catch it. This the person A to person B, it has to go. And if they drop it off, then the team gets disqualified. Correct? Disqualified. Drop it off. And or if they exchange it outside the particular zone, there is a 10 meters before and 10 meters afterwards. There is in that period they have to get it. Okay, and so you've seen all that. And so within that box, if they didn't get it, then also they get disqualified. So here, no, there is no such disqualification possible. And they say the last runner, the 4th runner, is called an anchor. They say it's called an anchor. Okay, and typically the fastest runner is that anchor. Anchor is the fastest runner. And so here also we hope that that Janma that Krishna is talking about is the anchor. Is the last life, etc. So anyway, so that's the idea about this shloka. Then one more word is there, Kurunandana. Kurunandana. Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Kurunandana. The joy of the Kuru family, joy of the Kauravas. Joy of the Kauravas. Because there are so many Durs, the Duryodhana and Dushasana, etc., etc. You are a joy. Okay, that's one way of putting it. Okay, compared to them, you are good. That's not a compliment. Compared to Duryodhana, you are good means what? That means what? This fellow kills. You are only kicking people all the time. So unfortunately, you're not killing people. That's not the idea here. So Kuru Nandan, you are a son of Pandu. Okay, Pandu's son. And Pandu was a Tyagi. He gave up. He decided, he was a king, he was a just ruler. And then finally he decided, it's time for me to go. Like that he said. And so he decided when to call it all off. And so when to sign off, he knew. So you're not an ordinary man, Arjuna, that Kurunandana. So you're already born into Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe. You are already born into that Yoginam. Your father was a yogi. Don't forget that. Okay. Like that, in that one word, Krishna is reminding Arjuna that you shouldn't be pessimistic like this. Okay. You seem very concerned and there is no reason for concern. Okay. Like that. Okay. Good. So let us so once the child is born in such a family, the person picks up the thread and person himself doesn't know, herself doesn't know. Why is he interested in all these sannyasis talks? Why is he interested in going to ashrams? I don't know. Why does he go to the bookstore and buy Bhagavad Gita, looks for Bhagavad Gita and psychology books? Why not so many other books that are there? He himself doesn't know. That is because the past is there, momentum is there. and so that is Paurvadi come. So let's translate this shloka. Tatra, there, comma, he gains a connection through the intellect. He, she gains a connection through the intellect. Which existed in his previous body, through the intellect which existed in his previous body. Okay. And strives for further success. And strives for further success within brackets in yoga. Than that. That means within brackets gained previously. Than that gained previously in the previous both. Than that gained previously. Comma. Arjuna, the joy of the Kuru family. Arjuna, the joy of the Kuru family. There he gains a connection through the intellect with that which existed in his previous body and strives for further success than that gained previously. Arjuna, the joy of the Kuru family. Full stop. Yeah, so Maheshji, does that help?
Yeah. Can you also put that Sanskrit translation word by, we used to do that previously for this law. Thank you.
We used to do that previously and that was confusing a lot of people also.
No, I'm saying we were doing it afterwards, I think. I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
So, like, for example, I want to know the meaning of some siddhi, for example.
Some siddhi. So siddhi, literal meaning of siddhi is success. Siddhi is success. So here's some siddhi. Some siddhi. So moksha siddhi. Siddhi can mean, it can refer to dharma, artha and kama. Some siddhi refers to moksha. Some siddhi. Context is moksha here. And so some siddhi, success is the way Swamiji has translated here. Success in yoga. And so that implies moksha. Some means samyak siddhihi. Okay, any other, everybody got that translation? Yeah. So we'll continue in the next class. So our plan is like this. We are going to, how many more shlokas are there? Yeah, so we don't have much. We have about 4 shlokas. So after this, I will summarize chapter 6 and then I will summarize the first 6 chapters. And then those of you who are interested can speak a few words in 5 minutes, and it's like you've done before. So that opportunity we can have, those of you who are interested. And so that's the plan for the next few weeks. Okay. Om swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha gobhramanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu varjanyah prithvi sasya shalini deshoyam kshobarahitah brahmana santu nirbhayaah Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम. Thank you.